Good morning, sir. Myself Pratap Raj from First MSW. I'm going to make a presentation about social group work with parents raising differently abled children. We are going to look at what is the definition of social group work. Social group work is a method through which individuals in groups in social agency settings are helped by a worker who guides their interaction in program activities so that they may relate themselves to others and experience growth opportunities in accordance with their needs and capacities towards the end of individual, group, and community development. This definition was given by Trekker H.B. What he meant to say was social group work is a method of social work practice that emphasizes the importance of groups in fostering individuals' growth, addressing their needs, and promoting social change, rooted in the principles of social justice and empowerment. Social group work leverages the dynamics and interactions within a group to achieve these goals. Now we're going to look at the introduction for parents raising differently abled children. Raising differently abled children presents unique challenges and joys for parents. It involves navigating various aspects including emotional support, access to resources, healthcare, education, and social. For parents, it often begins with acceptance and understanding of their children's needs, abilities, and potential. This this journey involves advocating for their child's rights and access to inclusive environments that support their development. It requires continuous learnings and adapting to the evolving needs of the child while providing a nurturing and supportive environment. Moreover, it's essential for society to foster an inclusive environment that accepts and values individuals of all abilities. This includes accessible infrastructure, educational institutions that cater to diverse needs, and initiatives promoting understanding and empathy towards differently abled children. Now we're going to look at the context for need for group work with parents raising differently abled children. Group work plays a pivotal role in supporting parents raising differently abled children by providing a platform for shared experiences, mutual support, and valuable resources. Here are more reasons why group work is essential for parents raising differently abled children. Shared understanding and empathy. Social group work allows parents to connect with other parents raising differently abled children and share their experiences and also build understanding and empathy as they realize they are not alone facing these challenges, which also leads to a sense of belonging. Information and resource sharing. Group work allows parents raising differently abled children exchange practical information, tips, and resources about therapeutic and educational programs, healthcare options, and legal rights. This collective knowledge significantly benefits all involved. Emotional support and coping mechanism. Group work helps parents raising differently abled children express their feelings, fears, and frustrations without judgment. Group work provides a safe space for parents to share coping strategies and emotional support, which can be comforting and empowering. Group work empowers parents to advocate for their children needs by sharing their experiences and knowledge. They create an inclusive and supportive environment within their communities, schools, and healthcare systems. Learning and skill development. Group work with parents raising differently abled children enables them to learn effective communication, coping mechanisms, stress management, and specific techniques for adopting and supporting their children's development. Now we're going to look at the practice conducted by the group worker of social group work with parents raising differently abled children. Practice of social group work was conducted by the group worker with parents raising differently abled children. The objective of this group work is to create supportive environment for the parents and to connect shared experiences and access resources to enhance their parenting journey. The first stage is the intake. In the session 1, the group worker assembles the parents who raise differently abled children, assess the assess the formation of the group and help them to learn how to address their challenges raising differently abled children. The group worker gave the opportunity to the members of the group to introduce themselves and let the group interact with each other so the group builds a rapport with each other. The group worker also interacted with each of the group members individually to help the group members to trust the facilitator and ensure that the information shared in the group work is highly confidential. The intake phase is the part where the group worker laid the groundwork for effective social group work intervention. Stage 2 is the study, analysis, and the diagnosis. The group worker begins the session by observing how the parents on the group's interaction to gain insight about the group's functioning. The group worker also studies the group communication patterns and behaviors. The group worker observes how the parents react while sharing their experiences raising differently abled children. The group worker examines the collected information to identify the issues of raising differently abled children and identify the strengths and challenges of parents in the group. The facilitator formulates an understanding of the parents' group needs and problems for intervention. This plan helps the group worker to determine the suitable strategies and intervention to address the identified issues. For the session 3 is the treatment phase. The group worker produced strategies and interventions based on the reciprocal model, which emphasized support among group members, promoting collaboration and sharing of experiences to achieve their goals in developing their parenting skills. Group worker also established skill building activities and support group activities. These interventions aimed at needs of both the parents and their differently abled children, enhancing overall well being and fostering a supportive environment. For the fourth session, the group worker mainly focused on skill building activities throughout the session. The group worker tailored strategies to interact and engage with their children effectively. The group worker also helped the parents enhance their behavior management techniques by providing guidance on positive reinforcement to address challenging behaviors of their children. For the fifth session, the group worker started the session on support group activities for the session. Peer group support sessions were conducted for the group where the parents had open discussions about their experiences, challenges, which established a better understanding among the participants. The group worker also established educational workshops where the group could enhance their understanding and specific disabilities, accessing resources, and navigating healthcare systems. For the fifth session, The evaluation phase. The group worker had evaluated each of the members of the group and the whole group, and also the group worker had evaluated each session of the group work and each session and also had evaluated the whole process so far. The group worker evaluated the measured changes in parents' knowledge, different coping skills, emotional well-being, and their child's development. The group worker also gathered opinions from parents about the group's usefulness, what worked well, and what could be improved. The group worker assessed whether the support received led to sustained improvements in parents' abilities to cope and support their children. For the sixth session, the termination phase, the group worker started the termination process of the group work gradually, where he started seeing changes in parents' attitude towards helping their differently abled children to learn and develop. And when the parents learn that they need to show a certain level of commitment when it comes to raising a differently abled child, the termination process started with when the group worker saw that there was no necessity for parents to seek professional help to identify their children's needs, assessing healthcare system or handling behavioral challenges. In the follow-up phase, the follow-up for group work was not mandatory, but some of the group members requested for the follow-up. In such cases, the group worker helps the parents with a few follow-up sessions to keep the parents on track with their understanding and learning on raising differently abled children. Now we're going to look at the challenges in practicing social group work with parents raising differently abled children. The group worker faced challenges during the group work which took time to tailor program designs and also required skilled facilitation. The group worker also faced various challenges like diversity of needs. Each child's ability and needs varied significantly, making it challenging to address diverse requirements within the group for the group worker. Emotional strain. Parents had experienced emotional distress, stress, and varying levels of acceptance regarding their child's condition, which impacted the participation and openness in group activities. Communication challenge. Some children had communication barriers, making it challenging for their parents to share their experience or fully engage in group discussions. Now we're going to look at the applicable principles of social group work with parents raising differently abled children. The group worker conducting social group work with parents raising differently abled children examines some of the applicable principles that will be helpful throughout the group work with the parents. The principles are the principle of guided group interaction, principle of worker group relationship, and the principle of flexible functional organization. These principles help the social worker to enhance the intervention methods by learning to help the group through guided group interaction. The principle of purposeful worker group relationship was used because the relationship between the parents and the group worker had to be effective because the parents' unique experiences and perspective had to be valued without judgment. The principle of flexible functional organization was used to improve the parents' experience at the group work and help the parents to feel they were not pressured and progress at their own pace with the group and the interventions. In conclusion, The parents raising differently able children benefit in various ways where they learned about the diverse needs of their children and be responsive with their health and well-being. The parents also learned coping mechanisms and strategies from the group, portraying the whole process and showed appropriate responsive behavior during the sessions, which helped the group worker run the process in an effective manner. The group worker also learned new methods of interventions when it came to conducting group work with parents raising differently able children, which could be beneficial for future references.